we came to you in the form of Kassandra as female aspect of ourselves to represent the feminine on the planet, because it is the energy that is most needed. You are going to realize that that feminine energy is beginning to grow. It's beginning to expand itself, to awaken. And many men have been fearful of this, thinking, well, if we allow the feminine to awaken and we allow them equal opportunity, they're going to take our jobs. There'll be 50% women in government, 50% women in business, 50% women in hospitals, 50% women in education, in these primary positions, which they are fearful of because men as providers for families fear for their job. Now, what we're going to say to you may astound you. And it goes like this. If you accept the feminine energy, what you are accepting is forgiveness, compassion, understanding, healing. You are accepting nurturing. Yeah. And the energy of sharing. And all of these things are hugely required for your planet to move forward to unity consciousness. Now, if you as men accept this, if you as women accept it within you, this is what will happen. The wars will stop. The contention between religions, which are all run by men, will stop. And it doesn't actually require for women to have 50% of their jobs, for women to become priests or imams or what have you, monks. It doesn't really require that, because we tell you what will happen. For a lot of women, and particularly those in positions of power, they do it because they need to break through for other women to have rights. And what they do is they sacrifice their own heart to do it. They sacrifice being with their children. They sacrifice the part of themselves that would love to nurture. They sacrifice the part of themselves that really wants to embrace the family, because they have to. They have to give a voice within the community that they work to soften it, to create a balance, to create compromise, forgiveness, compassion, understanding. All of these things are needed in businesses, and they have been needed for many years. And if the men were willing to listen to the women, you know what these women would do? They would say, you know what? They've listened, they've done it, they don't need me anymore. I'm going to go and do what I want to do. You see, the men in the businesses don't listen to their wives. They don't listen to the women within their community, what they want, what they need. They don't listen. So they are constantly being competitive, yeah? They're constantly in the role of providing and protecting what? Not their family, their business. They are being in the male role, but not in the right perspective. And the female role is being so suppressed that's why if there's too much masculine energy, of course there are fights, there are arguments, there are clashes, there are wars. So when that feminine energy, and it's going to awaken by the end of this year, when that hits the planet, women are not going to go out the street screaming and protesting. No, they are going to feel it in themselves, and something within them is going to let go. They're going to let go of their own anger and pain around being suppressed, and they're going to start forgiving. And at the same time, they're going to stand their ground on what they feel is right and needed within their home, within their community, and within their businesses. And the men, if they are wise, they will listen to them, they will work in harmony with them, and they will find that many of these women will not necessarily want to have these, primary jobs, because they want actually to be within their own families, doing what they came to do. Now, we are not saying that women will not work, or that, women will take a back role. No, we're not saying that at all. We're saying that women will be heard, they will be listened to, they will be truly respected and accepted, and they will be an active part within the business, within the community, within the family. And that energy is going to grow as of next year, 2012. And many, many women are going to start writing, speaking, voicing. They have intuition. They have such strong vision. If you see, a man and a woman, and you see, yes, they are equal, but the way in which they are equal is different. Okay? So the man is physically stronger, and that has happened for a reason, so he can go out and defend his family, but also build, construct. He needs to be physically stronger in order to play that role. Woman is smaller and softer for a reason. When they come together and the man actually listens to the woman, he can figure out, she says we need water, I'll figure out how to provide it. She can tell me exactly where the water is, I'll dig the hole. That's a very simplistic way of putting it, but that's how they come together. They're both needed to create something that is harmonious. You don't just leave the woman in the house, go out to work, and just forget about any of her needs, any of her thoughts, any of her ideas, and say to her, okay, you can think about what you're going to have for dinner this evening, or what shirt I should wear tomorrow. That's not giving her an equal right. She needs to be within the community to give her thoughts, to give her intuitive knowingness, her vision. And if she wants to help dig the hole, let her. If the gentleman wants to cook the dinner, let him. There is no problem with crossing over. It's not one size fits all. But what we're saying is that within your communities and all of your systems, there is a huge, huge lack of the feminine principle. And it needs to be heard. It needs to be understood, and it needs to be integrated into the systems. And it will be over the next few years. This will happen. And this will begin to calm everything down. If you look at the financial sector, it's up and down, up and down. And it will not even out until you have some feminine principle in there. Some compassion, some understanding, some forgiveness, some knowing. You know, you'll find that in the fifth dimension, businesses are not about profit. They are about quality. They are about sharing. They are about providing and healing. That's what they are about. And if a business provides all of those things, it's not to say that the person who owns the business, who runs the business, isn't entitled to luxuries or, a beautiful home or a beautiful car. But what we're saying is there's no need for them to have a bank account in Switzerland, a bank account on the Cayman Islands, a house in every single country, and money hidden away and gold hidden away everywhere, just in case something bad happens. In the fifth dimension, that is not part of the reality. So any business that exists like that cannot move into the fifth dimension. That's why all of these things are happening. You will find certain companies will move into the fifth. They will change the way they operate. They will then even out. So they will still be able to exist. They will still provide for, it doesn't matter if it's a worldwide company. But their objective goes off profit and onto quality, onto service, onto providing, onto sharing, onto caring. That every community they go into, they create something. Good, affordable housing, perhaps, for some companies. Clean water for other companies. Education. Do you see? So it is that the fifth dimension is slowly going to build its building blocks physically next year. And now, it will start individually for you in the first wave next year, and it will start in businesses towards the end of next year. It's already started in their minds, but you know that some of you in business are finding it very, very difficult to connect sometimes with the right people to keep things going. Some businesses are already operating like that and have been, smaller businesses, and have been operating like that for many years. What we're saying is the majority of businesses will begin to operate like that, which will make your lives more safe, more secure, more harmonious. Planet Earth, Earth is not feeling, there's a lot of talk about, planet Earth feeling angry. And that's why all of these things are happening. If you really tune into planet Earth, she knows she's evolving. She doesn't have a question about that or a fear about that. She knows it. The question is, are you? Are you evolving with her or are you leaving her? That's the question.